Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Karkadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, great millstone, who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutations to those that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nathaniel from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back into the spirit with another lesson. And this lesson is based on prophecy. We're in live action prophecy. We're seeing prophecy unfold right before your eyes. We're seeing, the nations of Edom within and without turning on each other. Okay, and this is prophecy coming to pass, and this is one of the, prophecy is the biggest thing that you can focus on right now. Edom, his kingdom is divided; it's falling apart. The scriptures, and I have it here. I'm gonna bring it out. The scriptures talk about how a house divided against itself cannot stand. If you look at the house of Israel, when the southern and northern kingdom was split, right, our house was destroyed because it was divided, right? And it's the same with Esau's house. His house is divided in many different ways. Okay, you have Edom against Edom. You have Edomite governments against Edomite governments. All right. So I'm gonna bring out this precept real quick. It's gonna be a quick hit. This is Matthew 12:25, and it says, "And Yahweh knew their thoughts, and he said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand." So this is one fold and many fold. Okay, so even in your whole household, if you and your woman are divided, it's gonna fall. If you and your children are divided, it's gonna fall. The scriptures talk about how can two walk together lest they be agreed. So you have to be agreed all in one line in order to walk together in perfect harmony, because that's how he set it up. Okay? And that just makes sense. All right? If we have schisms and disagreements, we're going to start eventually bickering amongst ourselves, and that bickering is going to start to turn into resentment, and that resentment is going to start to turn into war. And that's exactly what's happening right now. All right? So, continuing on at verse Matthew 12:26, and it says, "And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?" You see? So the Lord, knowing these wicked ones and what they were going to ask him, this is what he was saying to them. How can I cast myself out? How can I fight against myself? You see, that's craziness right there, to fight against yourself. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, and I want you to listen to it real quick, and then we're gonna grab a couple more precepts and wrap it up.
Today, Ireland, Norway, and Spain are announcing that we recognize the state of Palestine.
Now that right there goes directly against. Okay, that goes directly against Israel and Babylon, and, America. It goes directly against their policies.
Will now undertake whatever national steps are necessary to give effect to that decision. We do so because we believe in freedom and justice as the fundamental principles of international law, and because we believe that permanent peace can only be secured upon the basis of the free will of a free people.
You see, and they're always talking about that peace shit, but they're the most warmongering people in there that ever existed, But moving forward, so as you can see, their houses are divided. Spain is a NATO nation. I believe Spain became a NATO nation in 1982. Yeah, there it is. Spain and NATO, 1982. Right? So it says, did you know that it was a Spaniard who guided NATO through the first major peacekeeping operation? No, that's not what I'm looking for. strategically positioned between the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. Spain joined NATO in May 1982. Its assertion occurred during a period of international unrest and accelerated arms race between the two powers, the United States and the Soviet Union. The outbreak of the Falklands War, the rise of Solidarnosc in Poland, and repeated acts of terrorism across Europe. Anytime you're dealing with Edomites, it's always terrorism. All right, they always claiming that some other country was a terrorist amongst them when they're all just terrorists, all of them. Okay, so there you go. You got NATO fighting against Spain fighting against its NATO allies. It's going against the status quo, and there's other nations that's going to be doing that as well, because these other nations, one, they allege don't like what Esau is doing to Palestine, but two, a lot of them see what's happening. A lot of them see that the tide being turned on America, and they're trying to get on the side on the side of that's going to win. Not to mention too, America has done a lot of treachery to all its allies. All right, and I'm gonna get that real quick. Let me go grab. I think it's Isaiah the 10th chapter. Yeah. No, it's not it. I think it's 33. Yes, this is right here. This is Isaiah 33:1. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest and was not spoiled, and dealt treacherously." Now, there's a key. He mentions treacherously. Okay? Because not only does Esau deal treacherously with us, he deals treacherously with his own too. Okay? So it says, "Woe to thee that spoilest and was not spoiled, and dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." So the time is coming where Esau is going to be dealing treacherously with Esau. That's already happening. Okay? Because that's all this devil has dealt is treachery, not only amongst us, but amongst his own kind. Okay? So going to Daniel, because I just wanted to bring this out, show that this is live action prophecy happening right now before our eyes. This is Daniel the 2nd chapter. This is going to into the dream that Daniel had interpreted for King Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, so you got the statue with the head of gold, the chest of brass, the legs of iron, the feet of miry clay. Now we're really just going down to the miry clay part of it. Oh man, I had it and I lost it. Give me 1 second, Salakia. There it is. This is start off with because this image is a depiction of all of the kingdoms: the Babylonian Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire, the Roman Empire, the Grecian Empire, and then the Roman Empire, which is the legs, and then the extension of the Roman Empire, which is Babylon, the feet, and the NATO nations, which is today. So this is Daniel, and I'm not gonna go into the full breakdown. That may be another day, but there's lessons out there on it that brothers have done already. Really good breakdowns. This is Daniel 2:31. It says, "Thou king sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form in the form thereof was terrible. This image head was of fine gold, his breast as the arms of silver, his belly and his thighs as brass, and his legs of iron, his feet part iron, part miry clay. All right, so this is where we are right now. The legs of iron is the Roman Empire, and his feet of iron and miry clay. That's today. That's America, NATO, and the EU. Okay, and what that basically means is they're part together, they're part not together. All right, they're not faceted as one a strong kingdom, fully united on every aspect of everything. That's not the case at all. Because you got some that have different opinions on this, different opinions on that, different views on this, different views on that. So they're not completely wound together like they're supposed to. All right. So that's where we are right now, and we're seeing this prophecy in the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter, and in the 7th chapter play out. Okay. Because you go to the 7th chapter, and you compare that to what's happening right now in the king's dream, okay? Because it gives more of a elaboration on what Daniel the 2nd chapter is talking about. All right, but so you see that we're moving into. Oh, you know what? One more precept that just came to mind, and then we go ahead and close on that. We're going to go to Obadiah, because this scripture is also being brought to pass too. This is this Obadiah 1-7. I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy that have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is none understanding in him. So all of the kingdoms that Esau was aligned with, and even Esau, even other Edomite kingdoms that he was aligned with, are going to start turning on him. And that's exactly what's happening. All right, and it's going to get worse and worse, and it's going to get hostilely worse. It's not going to just stay political. It's about to get to a point where it's going to be real hot out there. All right, it's about to go into a hot war, and it's about to happen very soon. I mean, you got China, you got the French sending troops into Poland, okay, so that they can. I believe it's Poland or Ukraine. It might be Ukraine. They're sending them directly to Ukraine. I thought they might be stationed in Poland to be moved to Ukraine, but I believe they could be either or. Then you have China surrounding Taiwan. Okay, so it's about to get real. All right, it's not gonna stay, cold or warm for too much longer. It's about to get real. So buckle up and get ready, because prophecy is happening. So with that, I'm ending it off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders, the apostle at Millstone. Until next time, Makim. Shalom.